Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Jay's Garage. Today we're taking a quick look at the new toy that you're going to start seeing a lot more of on the channel. This is a 2022 Polaris RZR Turbo R 4-seater. This is the premium with ride command. Today in this video I'm just going to be giving you a quick tour of what this machine offers in this trim level. Again, this is the premium with ride command. So I'm just going to cover some of the features that this machine includes that are specific to this model. Don't worry guys, if you are interested in the Bilstein 6112s and the zone upper control arm stuff that's going on with the RAM, it's on the truck. Let's give you a little look. There we go. It's on the truck. Alright, so like I say, it's on the truck, but I don't have the rear shocks on there yet, so I don't really want to do this like half-ass review with, you know, brand new front shocks and everything, and then the old factory shocks in the rear. So there's going to be a video coming on this, but just know that more is coming on that, and I won't be forgetting about it. Alright, so as I said, this is a 2022 RZR Turbo R 4-seater premium with ride command. Man, saying the names of these side-by-sides these days is just quite the mouthful. Wanted to give you guys a tour of what this looked like in person. I haven't seen too many of these out there on the internet yet. This is this model only comes in this color. The premium Turbo R only comes in this slate blue with this lime something yellow accents. I forget what they're called. It's a really good looking color in person. I thought it looked pretty decent in pictures that I had saw online. There wasn't really even that many good photographs of the actual machine. A lot of them were like digital renditions. But it looks pretty good in person. The yellow accents look really nice on it. I will say they went really simple with the graphics package, and I do generally lean towards liking things to be more simple, but in a way it's almost too basic. Like, the RZR decal is just very simple. The Turbo R, and even the checker pattern is just kind of a little basic. The only other place it is on the hood. I do like the yellow with the blue though. I don't think I'll be getting rid of the yellow. I'll be finding ways to tastefully include it on this machine. The gray looks good. On the premium, you get gray colored control arms, and same with the trailing arms, and then of course you get the toe link is that same yellow accent color. Overall, it's a good looking machine. Alright, so let's talk about the premium specific details with this machine. The color was one of them. The roof is an included option. This one is the ride command. So there is a premium without ride command. This is the premium with the ride command, and basically the only difference as far as I know is you get the Rockford Fosgate audio and the ride command head unit, and they also include from the factory a reverse camera, which is pretty good. The ride command is about $2,000 over the premium without ride command. On the website it didn't say anything about rear speakers, and I was concerned about there not being rear speakers, but when I took delivery this machine did come with front and rear speakers, which is nice. You get this accent light right here in the front on the premiums. You get the retractable click 6 harnesses in the front. They're retractable. They're still click 6 in the back, but they're non-retractable. So far these harnesses are pretty good. I do like the retractable for like mixed riding. We'll see if I switch to something different in the future that is non-retractable, but it is kind of nice to be able to reach like the dash compartment and stuff like that without having to disconnect myself from the harness. So I do like that about it. There is a good amount of comfort with it, but you know, have to consider potentially the type of seat you're using and the type of riding that you primarily do. I think that for most people doing a bunch of different riding and not always in kill mode, the retractable harness is a nice feature. On the premiums, only on the premiums and up do you get the tilt and telescope. If you get a sport, you only get tilt wheel. And honestly, this was a pretty big thing for me. And initially I was going to get a sport. I ended up getting this machine because it was actually the only one that I could get an allocation for. It's the only one that I could put a deposit on anywhere near me. And I'm glad I went this route. Actually, there's a few things that I didn't think I needed, but I'm glad I have. And the telescoping wheel really allows me to get in the right position. I can push the seat back. I'm only 5'9", but I actually like the seat back all the way. It gives me good leg room with the pedals, good comfortable leg room. And the problem is without the telescoping steering wheel though, if I sit all the way back in the seat, I'm not really reaching the steering wheel as good as I would like. With the telescoping steering wheel, that's not even a problem. I don't have to pull it out all the way, even I'm like somewhere in the middle. I like the steering wheel on this machine a lot. When you get the ride command, you do get a couple buttons here. Of course, this isn't an Ultimate, so it doesn't have the ones for the suspension because it does not have the electronically controlled suspension. A couple more buttons actually wouldn't be bad, but you do have volume and pause and play, and then this button right here is a customizable shortcut button. Right now I've been using just a quick press for turning on the rear view camera while I'm riding. I really like that feature. They do make it super easy to add the front camera. I haven't added it yet, but it's like a $130 option, and you put it in right here in the front, and you can use either the front camera or the rear camera while you're driving, which is pretty awesome. There's already been several instances where I'm going over a hill or something and I wish I had the front camera so that I can be sure that I'm not hitting anybody. All right, another thing you get along with the premiums is this bar right here lights up, which is a nice touch. I know on my friend's Pro R, he still has like the LEDs and the floorboards and stuff like that on his Pro R Sport. I'm not sure if you get that on the Turbo R Sport, but it is here on the premium. There has been a few discrepancies on the Polaris website about what the machine doesn't and doesn't have, because like I say, I was expecting it to not have the rear speakers, and when I took delivery it did have the rear speakers, so I was pretty happy about that. The ride command unit is actually worth it in my opinion. I like that, just the overall use of it, controlling your audio and like having the nice color screen for your gauges and stuff like that. It's a really nice addition. It's very much like what you would experience in a newer automobile, and I appreciate that about it. I like, you know, that it's, of course, it's waterproofed and everything. It's ready to be out here getting wet and dirty. The touchscreen works really good. The resolution's good. It seems to be really responsive, just switching through everything. It doesn't feel laggy. I appreciate that about it. I don't have my phone out here with me right now, but it works really good. I found that there's a few different gauge pages. You can customize these pages. You can add and remove pages. There's a lot of it's really easy just to like pick a gauge, and like that's turbo boost. You can, you know, change it to whatever you want, battery, fuel level. It's just super easy. There's different layouts right here. It just works really well. After seeing it in person, I'm glad I have it. It was one of those things that I was gonna forego when it came to buying the machine. I was actually looking at a Sport at first, but after getting the premium and just like already having the roof, the ride command, the audio system, the telescoping wheel, the retractable harnesses, I might be missing something, but and even the color of it, I like the color a lot more than just the black. That's a personal preference, of course. So the rear view camera works automatically when you put the machine in reverse, but as I said, you can change this button right here to do some different functions, and I set it so that just a quick press gives you the rear view camera, and you can leave that on when you're riding, which is a really nice feature. And of course, once you add the front camera, this is already configured for it. Once you add that $130 front camera, you can push this button right here and you'll be able to view your front camera, which can also be done while you're driving, which is really nice. The reverse camera on this machine is really nice. It's a long car, it's a wide car. I still need to get some mirrors on it, but the reverse camera is just so nice because it allows you to see exactly what's behind the machine. You see slightly inside of the tires. I actually wouldn't mind if it was just a little bit more tilted down, but it's still very useful in allowing me to see what's immediately behind the machine, because when you look back here, you just can't tell. The view out of this is a little bit better than the Pro R, but even with that being said, there's still not the greatest visibility out back, and this will help you out quite a bit. I've found it very useful, especially when you don't have mirrors yet, which I don't have. So another thing I actually didn't even realize about the sports until recently, I started seeing a few more of them on the internet, is they don't have the these arced radius arms in the back. They just have straight ones. So this has the arced ones just like the Pro R. So potentially another thing to keep in mind about the premium. You know, of course you can always swap out to some heavier duty aftermarket ones anyways, but if you want them from the factory, they are on the premium. I'm definitely a fan. Of course it's a preference, but I do like the gray color on all of the suspension arms versus the black. It's a good look. You get the same Walker Evans shocks on the Sport and the Premium. When you get the Ultimate, then you get the Fox with the Dynamics. Still a very beefy suspension on this car though. You get a 3.0 body shock in the rear and a 2.5 body in the front. If you do get the Fox with the Ultimate, you get a 3.0 body shock in the front, and of course you get the electronic valve control. Really a big fan of this blue, this matte. It's a matte, but it's a blue metallic, and it just looks really good in my opinion. It's an excellent looking color. Alright, well that about wraps up this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more from Jay's Garage, hit subscribe. And if you want to see more on this machine, I will of course have some action videos and a whole bunch of coverage to come on this. And if you're interested in seeing that, come back to the channel. I'll see you guys around. Later.